Good morning, y'all, and good morning, all. Now today, I don't know how long this video gonna be. I got a lot of stuff on my heart that I want to say, that I want to discuss, but I'm trying to not be offensive. That's hard for me, because most of y'all is offended by a lot of things that I say, and I don't care. Yeah, so here it is. When I'm on my forum, or my platform, or my page, and I say Black Lives Matter, don't come at me and say all lives matter. I had someone do that yesterday, and I really was disgusted. However, this is somebody that I consider a friend. I love this man. We grew up together. We went to junior high school together. His wife and I went to elementary and junior high school together, and we're in most every class together. I love them. I love them as a couple. I love them as a unit. However, this is a time where we are going to have to agree to disagree, okay? We're not on it. We're not here with it on that level, okay? Because to say that Black Lives Matter does not implicate that no one else's does. It means that we have to say it at this time because it's treated, Black lives are treated like they don't matter, okay? Me, I have a black son. Every time he walk out my door, every time he's not in my sight, I have to worry and think about whether or not he is listening to the things that I have drummed into his head, the things that I have implemented to him, what should happen if he is stopped by police, what he shouldn't do, what he should do. If you don't have to have those conversations with your sons, don't come at me. And I'm not addressing this to the person that did it yesterday. I'm saying in general. If you do not have to worry about your son when he walks out the door, if you do not have to pray like me that your son has on the cloak of invisibility from the police when he is outside, if you do not have to worry about he's getting his license at the end of this year, and oh my God, in this neighborhood, if he's pulled over or any other, if you don't have to tell him to put his hands in a certain spot and don't reach vigorously for anything and don't sign anything, if you don't have to have these conversations with your son, don't come at me. Don't, okay? I'm trying so hard to do this in a way where I am speaking with articulation and I am not cursing and ranting, because I'm so serious about what I'm saying, okay? When you are a firefighter and a house is on fire, do you go to the block and say all houses matter? Let me water them all. No, you're focused on the one that's burning. Focus on us right now, okay? Because our lives are in turmoil. When you have to live every day wondering what it could be just because of the color of your skin, not because you did anything wrong, there's a problem. And then when you try to deflect from Black Lives Matter and hand me this bullshit about this looting, now I'm upset. Don't deflect from what we was talking about, first off. And secondly, this looting, that's learned behavior. Did you call all these motherfuckers at the museums and tell them to send us back our artifacts? Did you tell them to get back our sarcophaguses from Egypt and Africa? Did you do that? Did you ask them to get our diamonds back? Did you ask them to go to the Middle East and give them back their oil? Did you do any of that? Okay? Burning down a motherfucking Target don't make me no never mind, baby. Not one bit. Okay? That's corporate America's problem. That's not my problem. That's their problem. Okay? Riots and civil unrest is the voice of the unheard. If we were being heard, then we wouldn't have to do all of that. Okay? And if you want to really get to it, let's get to it. Okay? A white police officer broke the windows at an AutoZone. Started all that civil unrest. Okay? Because they always put one in there to start some shit and make it look like we are the savages. We did this. We did that. Now, in these posts that I'm seeing on Facebook, I've seen just as many white folk carrying some shit out that Target as I did black. Okay? Clearly, they didn't think anybody's lives, all lives wasn't mattering then. Don't come at me with that. I just saw a little girl today who got hit with a rubber bullet in her forehead. She looked like she had literally been shot in the face. didn't imagine that rubber bullets felt like that. I didn't feel her pain, but I'm looking at her picture and thinking to myself, God damn, this is a little girl, about 4'11", just standing there when she was hit in the face because she recorded the entire incident. Don't come at me and tell me that all lives matter. They don't. Not even when it comes to black police officers. They don't. There's a fine line, and they tell you when you get in there, you're going to wear the black or you're going to wear the blue. Like, you got to make up your mind. Are you black or is you blue? You got to be one or the other. And I am not handing out any disrespect towards any type of law enforcement, only because I have friends who are police officers. I have friends who are court officers. I have friends who are in law enforcement. I respect them. My hat's off to you. I salute you. It takes a special type of person to do that. But don't sit here and act like y'all are all good. Just like I can't sit here and act like all black people is good. But what I do know is, according to this justice system, we're all innocent until proven guilty, but that never goes for the black man, okay? I recently saw a story about a 22-year-old who was convicted and charged with rape of a girl that he met at a party, a college student, right? 22 years old. Convicted, being sent to jail for 12 years just based on her word alone. Now, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. However, Brock Turner got out because they said he wouldn't even know how to navigate jail. That's not for him. Why? He was caught in the act with an unconscious woman and dumped her behind the dumpster like trash. Like trash. But that was okay though, huh? Because let's not forget, most of the ones wearing the hoods out here, wearing the blue out here, when they take that off and they go home, they still have their ideals. And most of them are, not even most, some of them have negative connotations. And how they feel about you translates in their work. That's why they interact with you the way they do. That's why they speak to you the way that they do. Why do I have to tell my son that he should still have respect for the police officer who's talking to him like he's trash? Why do I have to do that? Don't turn the TV off and go upstairs. Now you're making me angry because I told you I was doing my video. Now, let's not deflect from the situation. Again, I'm not coming at anyone specifically. I'm going to hurt these girls, y'all. Say a prayer for me, okay? My mama, that took Maddie and Jason back to Florida with her. And I'm here with these twins, trying not to pull out every single strand of hair that I have left. What's left, okay? But again, all I'm saying is, on my platform, where I feel like there is a lot of room for me to say what I want to say, don't counteract what I'm saying with your beliefs. That's what your page is for. That's what your platform is for. Say what you have to say on there. Now, do we have to behave differently because of our... Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. Ma'am, turn that mess off, please. Thank you. Now, I addressed frickin' frack before this video and said I'm making a very important video. I'm going to need you to be quiet or go upstairs. I gave them a choice. They was quiet at first, but I guess it got too long for them. It was too much for them. Whatever. Now, I said what I had to say. Okay? If you don't have to go through the things that I have to go through, don't tell me how to feel, and don't tell me my opinion doesn't matter, or that, you know, all the lives matter, because even though they do, again, that's implied. I've never seen an Asian man be yanked out of his car with a cop's foot on his neck, with a knee on his neck. I've never seen this happen to any other race in the manner that it does with black people, with brown people. I've never seen it happen like that before. I have seen all the people that wanted their haircuts and their businesses opened march down to the state capitol holding AK-47s. I have seen that. I have seen them yelling and screaming, and your president, because he ain't mine, out there talking about these are good people. And yet with all this unrest, with this man dying at the hands of the police on video for everyone to see, he got a problem. Oh, these thugs. Thugs, huh? That was an interesting choice of words. It's interesting how the media mixes it and matches it and wants you to come up with your own conclusions in your head. And I think some of y'all watch the news and you're brainwashed and you think that because it's on the news, it's the truth. Meanwhile, your president that made up the term fake news, and some of you still can't decipher what's real and what's not. Sad, but true. That's on y'all. Now, until something else strikes me, that's all I have to say on this subject matter, because it's one that is dear to me and it's touching my heart and it's causing conversation even in my own home. You know, my own kid was like, why people can't say all that, but they can say what the fuck they wanna, just not on my shit. Okay, you can say what you want and you can feel how you want, because we're all entitled to our own opinions. But again, like I said, if all lives mattered, then we wouldn't have to voice ours so hard. You wouldn't see us being so oppressed. We are the only race that is still systematically oppressed since day one. Since day one. We didn't come here. I hear people say, why y'all can't go back to Africa? Bitch, I wasn't born there. I wasn't born there, okay? I can't go back to someplace I've never been. This is where I started. And guess what? My ancestors was dragged here on a ship in chains, built this country on our backs for you to enjoy the privilege of that. So don't get angry when there's civil unrest, when the people get angry. We are not our ancestors. We're not marching silently. None of that. I mean, I believe that in the beginning, you should start off that way. But then when it's not being heard, then you got to move to step 2. Then you got to do what's next. Okay? And again, that's all I have to say on that. With that being said, y'all, I done already been to the Walmart, did my food shopping, about to go out on this grill and grill it up after I have these couple mimosas. Because, baby, it's a lot to be said. It's a lot to be said. I spoke to my best friend, Hazel, from the 1st grade. Those of you who don't know me. I haven't spoken to Hazel in probably since Christmas. She called me yesterday. We picked right on up. Right on up. Like I spoke to her the day before that. Okay? That's a friend. That's a friend. I don't have to see you every day. I don't have to speak to you every day because I'm not that type of person. I have a lot going on. I have my children. I have my mom. I have my life. I have a lot going on. I don't have to speak to you every day for you to know that I love you. If you're somebody that I love, you already know. You already know. That's implied. I don't got to say all my love matters. All my friends matter. I don't got to say that because you know. You know who you are. She and I were on that phone yesterday, literally for 6.5 hours. I spoke to her on my way from the city to my house. At the point where the phone cut off, I waited till I got back in the house. And when I hung up, that timer said 5 hours and 33 minutes, baby. Okay? Because that's what friends do. And we conversed about everything, about that situation that I just discussed, about our families, everything that needed to be said got said. But my heart is heavy right now. If you can't understand how I feel and you watch that video too, you are the problem. You have a problem. If you watch a grown man scream out for his mother, who is dead, and you didn't feel a type of way about that, you are part of the problem. Please remove yourself as my friend. Delete yourself from my page if you don't feel how I feel. Because at this point, if you're not with me, you're against me. If you're not with me, you're against me. I have a black son, and his life matters. That is all. Carry on.